Hi everyone. I'm excited to share today's project, which is a spring card created with rich, bold colors instead of the usual pastels. This design is all about contrast, drama, and letting your color do the heavy lifting. This video is a part of a video hop featuring Pretty Pink Posh's February 2026 release. So there are many other designers that are a part of this video hop today. I will have links down below in the video description to the next person in the hop. I'm also going to have the information about the giveaway, so be sure to drop a comment, subscribe to my channel to be entered into the giveaway, and also links to the products themselves if you're interested in recreating this card. So let's take a look at those products that I'll be using. I have the Eyelet Diamonds die set, stitched spring flowers, and a large spring shadow. So these are all brand new for the February 2026 release. And then I also brought out the Sentiment Strips Halloween, and I only needed one word off of that stamp set. I did all of my die cutting off screen to help save some time. So I used the largest diamond out of the Eyelet Diamonds die cut out of white cardstock. I also die cut out some elements from the stitched spring flowers out of white cardstock. And then I have some of the foliage out of a white glitter cardstock. So what I want to do is do all of the coloring myself. You can start with colored cardstock to make it go a little quicker and maybe a little easier, but I love to build up the color myself. I'm going to start with my flowers first, and I'm adding a light base really, or a highlight to all three pieces that I will be using, and I am using ballet slipper, so that's going to be my lightest color. Then I'm going to step that up using Wildberry. All of these colors are from Concord and Ninth, and I am using some small blending brushes to really kind of control the amount of ink that I'm putting down on the cardstock and also control the area that I'm blending on. Now the Wildberry, I am starting at the bottom of the flower, and I'm building that up towards the tip. I really want to make sure I'm saving some of that ballet slipper underneath so that it shows the highlight on the tip of the flowers. So I'm adding Wildberry to the bottom of all three of those flowers, and then I'm going to step it up one more time using another darker shade. And this is going to be Plumberry. I used my ink swatch book, which really helps me pick out colors on what's going to work best with what I already have. Plumberry is a great pick. It's going to add that nice, deep, rich color towards the bottom of the flower. I even went with an even smaller blending brush to really help control that color, because otherwise it's really going to get carried away. After I wiped off my surface, I am going to do the leaves and the stems. And so for this, I'm starting out with a base color, which is lemongrass. It is a really nice bright pop of green, a real yellowish green that I thought would make a great highlight because, again, I want to step up that contrast on my own. And that color that I'm using for it is going to be parsley. I could have actually probably gone even a little bit darker if I really wanted that to show through, but I was pretty happy with parsley. I am using those smaller blending brushes once again. These are from Altenew and will be linked down below in the video description. I'm only adding that color to one side and then blending out so that I can still keep that nice bright highlight. For the stems, I picked out one of each. So I did die cut all of the stems twice out of white cardstock, but I'm only going to use one of each for the ink blending, which I'm just going to stick with lemongrass. They're pretty small and delicate, so I'm not going to do any shading on these because you probably won't notice it anyway. Now, the reason I did the two pieces is because I wanted to layer them together to kind of give them the stability because they are pretty delicate. I don't actually end up using all of the stems, but I like to be prepared. So that way I'm giving myself some options. I end up going with the individual stems and then I'll add the larger leaves later. There is a little circle at the top of each of the stems, and that's where you add your glue and then can attach your flowers. I already have my flowers kind of laid out the way that I want them to be on the front of the card project. So I have one that's going to be a little bit higher in the center. That was a longer stem. And then we have two stems that are a little shorter and kind of swoop over to each side. Then I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue and start adding in those bigger leaves. I really want this to be nice and full at the bottom, and then they're going to overlap each other. So at this point, I'm kind of creating my bouquet. So I'm using my liquid glue to attach each of those and create that bouquet. You can see that I'm working on a silicone mat, and I like to use this often when I am using liquid glue. It just makes for a really easy cleanup. I'm going to fill in behind my bouquet with that foliage that I die cut out of a white glitter cardstock. Now, at this point, I know that glitter cardstock is kind of hard to secure down. I really only want it kind of tacked down because I'm going to add it to my card project here with some thin foam squares. So as long as it's tacked down, you could even tape those down if you want. And then I can trim down my thin foam squares, add them behind my flowers and also those foliage pieces so that I'm able to add them to the front of my eyelet frame. Now, if you notice where my leaves are, you can see they're kind of forming a V. And I did that on purpose so that it nestles nicely in the bottom of my diamond frame. Now that I have my main piece created, I'm going to work on a background. So once again, really going for some bold, dramatic colors here. This is going to be a nice bright teal, but I want it to transition from dark to light across the card front. So this is an A2 size piece of white cardstock from Concord and Ninth. I'm starting out with a large, fluffy blending brush from Spellbinders, and I'm adding Aqua Sky. I start at one end and kind of have it fade off down towards the bottom. Now we're going to start stepping it up. So I'm bringing in Oceanside, again, starting at that one end where a lot of my color is going to be, and then just start bringing that down, smoothing it out. And you can see I'm going about maybe halfway. I'm going to blend just a smidge past that halfway point so that you can't see a significant transition line. Then one more time, I'm stepping it up. This time is going to be Peacock. And I'm starting at that one end once again, kind of bringing this down and building up that color. Now, I noticed I did get a brush mark, but the more ink I'm adding over the top and the more times I go over it, it is going to smooth out beautifully when it dries. I'm going to break up that background just a little bit by adding some splatter. So I started with this white acrylic speckle from Hero Arts. It comes in a small dropper bottle that you need to shake up. I put a little bit on my glass mat, mixed with some water, and splattered the background with a paintbrush. And then I'm also bringing in this sparkle splatter from Spellbinders. It is beautiful shimmer, but very, very subtle. So I'm going to dry my background with my heat tool, and then I'm going to work on my main sentiment. So I want to have this large scripty spring on the front. Now, I'll be honest, this took me some time to figure out a color combination that I wanted to go with it because I didn't want something super dark because it felt like it was fighting with the flowers. And I landed on pink lemonade because I have pink in the tips of my flowers, but ballet slippers was a little bit too soft. Pink lemonade was a perfect choice for the word spring. I do want to add the word happy so that my card reads happy spring. And I found the word happy on the Sentiment Strips Halloween set, which is a previously released stamp set. I'm prepping a piece of black cardstock with an anti-static powder tool. And then I'm inking up just the word happy. I masked off the rest of it with a Post-it note. I'm inking up the word happy with the white pigment ink, and then I can sprinkle on some white embossing powder, tap off any excess, and then I will melt that with a heat tool. Now, I will be trimming this down in just a little bit, but I really kind of wanted to get my card put together first. So I did add my ink blended panel to an A2 size side folding card base, and I'm holding it shut with some Post-it tape so it doesn't pop open on me. I added some foam tape behind my diamond panel, so I popped it up on the front of the card. And then the word spring, I'm adding a little bit thicker of foam tape to each end because it's going to overlap right in the center there. So I'm going to leave that open of any foam tape, just add it to the kind of beginning and end of the word spring. I'm trimming that sentiment happy down with my paper trimmer. So it is just a thin strip and I'm going to pop that up right above the word happy. It's just a very, very small break of black cardstock in there. And so there we have our bold, dramatic Easter card. It doesn't always have to be pastel. And I really do like how the word spring kind of ties in and kind of pulls those highlights out of the tip of the tulips. Now, just as a reminder, this is part of a video hop, so be sure to leave a comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel to be entered into the giveaway. All of that information is down below in the video description, so be sure to check that out. And also a link to the next person in the hop because you don't want to miss any inspiration. If you enjoy Pretty Pink Posh products, here is another video that I think you'll enjoy.